If you ask any Indian or Pakistani about their country's military prowess, they will proudly tell you that their army is second to none. But the fact is, both Indian and Pakistani armies have only fought each other and lost badly. They call it a draw, but we don't think so. So, who won most battles between India and Pakistan? Hello, and welcome back to the channel. This is the story of two arch rivals whose fights keep making headlines. We are talking about India and Pakistan. Both countries have fought three major wars till date. There was the First War in 1947, then 1965, and lastly 1999. There was also one smaller war in 1971, which resulted in the creation of Bangladesh. Now, many experts also include the ongoing war in Jammu and Kashmir as another front of the larger India-Pakistan conflict. But that is a topic for another day. Today, we are going to talk about all the four conflicts between India and Pakistan and try to figure out who won them. Let's start with the First War. It happened just 2 years after India's independence from the British Raj. On October 27, 1947, Pakistani proxies attacked Kashmir. Their plan was to capture the valley by force and make it a part of Pakistan. India intervened, and soon both countries were at war. The war ended on January 1, 1949, with the signing of the Karachi Agreement. What followed was a ceasefire and a UN truce. As for the agreement, both countries pulled back their troops to the line of control. Eventually, in 1957, India took the matter to the United Nations Security Council. The dispute continues till today. Even now, India and Pakistan claim Kashmir as an integral part of their territory. Some 68 years later, this war may be over, but its scars remain. Who won this war? Looking at the facts, we say neither side secured a decisive victory. The war ended in a stalemate. In fact, some reports say that Pakistan actually made more gains than India. The Radcliffe Line, which was drawn to demarcate the border between India and Pakistan, was heavily skewed in Pakistan's favor. Also, Pakistan managed to occupy most of Kashmir. Today, only 43% of the state lies with India. The rest is either with Pakistan or the new country of Bangladesh. So technically, Pakistan did better than India. The next war happened almost 2 decades later. By then, the world had changed. New weapons had arrived. Jet fighters ruled the sky. Missiles were being deployed. India and Pakistan fought the 1965 war on the ground, in the air, and at sea. It lasted 12 days, September to 22nd. The war began with Pakistani shelling of an Indian post near the town of Kem Karan in Punjab. Pakistan thought it would be an easy target, but India retaliated strongly. The war soon became a full-blown conflict. Pakistan had planned to capture Jammu and Kashmir and then push towards Ladakh and the Chinese border. Their idea was to use China against India. But things did not go as planned. India defeated Pakistan on all fronts. Indian forces crossed the Wagah border, entered Lahore, and reached the outskirts of the city in less than a day. But they were ordered to halt. At the same time, Indian forces pushed deep into East Pakistan, entering towns like Jessore, Khulna, and Rajshahi. Again, there was no attempt to capture the Pakistani cities. Instead, the focus was on inflicting maximum damage. In the end, the war ended in a stalemate again. The United Nations called for a ceasefire, but before that, both sides had claimed victory. Pakistan said that it had humbled India. India said it had taught Pakistan a lesson. The world called it a draw. Now let's come to the 1999 war. This one happened at the peak of the Cold War. It was fought at a height of 18,000 feet. It was bitterly cold. There was snow all around. The war went on for 60 days, May to July 1999. It was fought in the Kargil district of Kashmir. The Pakistani intrusion came to light on May 3rd. The Indian Army found infiltrators at the strategic point of Tolo Oling. Soon, they were joined by reinforcements. The infiltration was led by rogue elements of the Pakistani army. It was not sanctioned by the Islamabad government. Reports say up to 500 Pakistani soldiers infiltrated into the Indian side of Kashmir. They were well armed and they had artillery support. Yet the Indian army managed to throw them back. It was a hard-fought battle. Hundreds of soldiers on both sides lost their lives, but eventually the intruders were forced to leave. This war lasted 66 days. It was called Operation Vijay by the Indian Armed Forces. So here's what we have. 1 war ended in a truce, 2 ended in a ceasefire, and 1 was an outright win for India. If you ask us, India clearly has the upper hand. And yet some people insist that it is Pakistan, which has won most battles between India and Pakistan. Why is that? Because of one word: nuclear. Neither India nor Pakistan wants to start a war today because of the fear of nuclear escalation. Both countries have nuclear arms. Both can destroy each other. That's why no one talks about starting a 4th war. Technically, therefore, Pakistan has not lost a war since 1971. Ever since it has been ceasefire, truce, or stalemate. Does that mean India should start another war to teach Pakistan a lesson? We say it's not that simple. First, India has never initiated a war against Pakistan. Second, remember the kind of weapons we are talking about. This is not 1947 or even 1965. This is 2021. A war between India and Pakistan will not be fought on the ground. It will be fought at sea, in the air, and mostly in space. It will involve drones, cruise missiles, fighter jets, and nuclear warheads. So who will win such a war? Experts say it could go either way. In fact, some reports say that Pakistan has an edge over India. According to a study conducted by the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, Pakistan has a lead over India in terms of nuclear capabilities. The report says Pakistan could fire 200 nuclear warheads in the first strike alone. It also says Pakistan could survive a nuclear attack from India. What does this mean? It means that India and Pakistan could destroy each other. That's the worst-case scenario. In fact, the recent standoff in the northern Indian state of Ladakh only makes our point. On May 5, 2020, there were violent clashes in Ladakh. It happened in the Galwan Valley. At least 20 Indian soldiers died. Reports say more than 40 Chinese and 10 Pakistani soldiers were killed too. The Galwan Valley is close to the Karakoram Pass. This pass connects Pakistan-occupied Kashmir to China's Xinjiang region. In 1962, when China invaded India, it captured this very pass. So if China and Pakistan ever decided to team up, the Karakoram Pass could be used to launch attacks on India. For India, controlling this pass is crucial. It's a strategic asset. So what did India do? It sent reinforcements. It built new roads and deployed troops in Ladakh. The message was clear. This was India telling China and Pakistan that it will not hesitate to defend its territory. Now coming back to our question, who won most battles between India and Pakistan? The answer is complicated. India certainly won the 1999 war, but since 1971, every war or conflict has ended in a ceasefire or a truce. So technically, Pakistan has not lost a war since 1971. That's one way of looking at it. Another is the nuclear threat. Since both countries have the bomb, no one really can win a war. All we can do is sit and speculate. But here's something we can say with certainty. Another war between India and Pakistan is not desirable. Both countries must talk and resolve their differences peacefully.